Hail to Adam AF, the best comics game show on Saturday mornings, Arch City Comics. Great show, topical stuff.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is the Weekend Woke-Up Call. Yeah, well, I boomered the fuck out of that, but good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Weekend Woke-Up Call.
Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. How is everyone doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good.
I am doing extremely well.
Excellent.
Doodle, you're way too perky for this, bro.
I grew up waking up at 4 a.m. This is nothing to me.
You know what they say, fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
I get up at 5, but still, that's even. I haven't quite had as much coffee as I usually have, but you're definitely more of a morning person than I am, and that's saying a lot.
I haven't even been up for an hour at this point yet.
Been up for about an hour.
Yeah, you got up.
You people are weak little spineless people. You need to get up early at the crack of dawn to put in a full day's work.
It's got to be Saturday, dude.
I put a 3 days work in 2 days.
Oh, Sim, that you're kind of the exception to the rule, because we actually encourage you to sleep and you don't listen. So,
yeah, really.
Sim and I were up late last night working, though. We have an excuse. We were being productive for the most part.
Finishing off a fifth, although it is productive, I don't know if you would call it working.
That was also going on, but we were actually accomplishing stuff and things. We were knocking out the script for Blood Hunt last night, man.
Sweet. Ooh. Yeah, that explains why that nice new Blood Hunt update was in my inbox this morning first thing. I've noticed that whenever you guys do something or finish something, there's usually an update or two from Sim in my inbox about the Blood Hunt campaign, which is a good practice that I wish more creators would use, because updates are important. Just like mailing lists are important, so are updates when running a campaign. I know that they're a pain in the butt, because I just got through doing a campaign, and doing the updates every day, it gets tedious, it gets tiring, it's time consuming, but it needs to be done. Because if you don't keep your people updated on what's going on, and your contributors and your backers, they will slowly turn on you, and then they will get angry.
They get anxious and they lose trust. Yeah.
It's true. You definitely want to keep your backers abreast as to what is going on with the campaign, even if it's just something little. We finished a page. Congratulations. Let the backers know you are working on it. It's not just sitting there forgotten about.
Or like we passed the 7K stretch goal.
Yeah.
Baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So, hail to the chat. Of course, welcome to the Weekend Woke-Up Call. I am Adam AF. Joining me, as always, we've got the man, the master promoter, Tinfoil Hat Nick.
Yo, good morning, everybody.
We also have the mad Canadian Simon Sim Potier.
Hola, hermanos.
Oh, below him, we have this other guy. He's got a real name, but I refuse to use it. He's D-Bags.
Hail. Never forget, it's leg day, everybody.
And Doodle bag, not douche.
What?
That's it. For Doodle bag, not douche.
Yes, Doodle bags, not douche bags. Well, it depends. I guess it just depends on what day of the week it is.
Yeah, it's how close I am to the gym. Depends.
We also have a newcomer to Arch City Comics. He's got a really cool looking book coming out later. I'm going to do my best not to call it Grave Throbbers. It's Grave Robbers, Mr. Mark Middleton.
Yep. How's it going, guys?
Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
That's no problem.
Morning.
Thanks for having me.
And yes, hail to the Jad. Thank you guys all for being here. We got Black Daddy hanging out with us. Nella Possessed, Chris Evans, Mark Trafford. He says, so no one was awake for the EVS stream. I was awake for about the first 2 hours of it, I think. And then I finally was like, I need a nap before we do this damn show.
Same here.
I was awake I caught like 30 minutes of it after I woke up, but I had things I needed to do.
I couldn't believe he went live. It was like, I don't know, it was like 4 o'clock my time. And EBS is live. I was like, good Lord. Like, you artists, you guys have the weirdest sleep schedules out of any other profession, I swear.
Sleep? Sleep? What's that?
Sim, I know you just take like 2 like sporadic naps throughout the day.
Yeah, then
I actually
then
sleep, so I
I
have a
fall
pretty
for
normal
12
schedule.
hours.
You got to be one of the only ones then, D-Bag, because most other artists just either they don't sleep at all or they sleep in the weirdest schedules. But
not to sound like an actual D-bag, I think it has to do with because EVS doesn't work out that much, right? He's on a diet, but he doesn't work out that much. That really helps put you to bed.
Yeah,
You're
but
like, wow.
there's also the fact of when you're promoting, doing shows and stuff like that, you're making friends on CG. You have different time zone people.
yeah,
exactly.
Boz and Kasi just kind of brought up the same thing. He said EVS is catering to the European market. His stream started at 11 a.m. Perfect Saturday filler.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I see what he's doing.
Exactly.
I see. That does make sense because of most of the people that he did have on his panel were from the European market. That CG UK takeover that's been going on over there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're trying it again. We're not going to stop them, right, Sim? Oh wait, you're Canadian. You never did.
Sim's just going to sit back and just watch it all unfold.
No.
Yeah.
The hell? Learn about our history. We don't like the Queen.
Yeah. Now.
I don't see
Never
you
did.
helping defend anything though, Sim.
I don't defend anything.
Yeah, where are you defending our borders from these CG UK invaders?
Why would I? I like them. They're nice.
Exactly. You're Canadian. You like the Brits. You fought for them in like 3 wars. You invaded us.
Dude, we have your back every fucking day here.
That's not true. That's completely false.
I've read a history book once, sir. I don't trust Canadians.
I don't trust history books.
There's an argument for that. There's an argument for that.
Yeah, I don't know if we should really dive into that because with Nick being a history buff, I'm sure this could end up being a 5-hour stream.
You go off the rails quickly, yes.
Nick is a history buff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love history, so yeah, I'm the same way.
You're not a history buff just because you watch the History Channel, Pat.
I don't watch the History Channel. That's why I'm a history buff.
Okay.
It's
Touche. That's what I like to hear.
Shit on there now.
It's all ancient aliens and Hitler's still alive shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
new
Discovery
one
Channel
coming
has
out
gone downhill.
About like aliens and you know,
And
shit like that in the
Canadian
50s.
using shit. Yeah.
History is just a niche market. You just got to deal with it. So, I mean, you can't be trying to sell history to just anybody.
That's true.
So, Pat, are you trying to take the tinfoil hat from Nick?
No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Don't worry.
I mean,
Epstein was murdered, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't even think that's a conspiracy. That's just a fact.
Yeah, it's done. It's done.
Nueva Legion says the Latin Menace is next. Prepare.
Oh my god!
I'm not surprised that hasn't happened sooner with the guys like Omega Arts and Canales and the folks from Argentina and Chile and all that other stuff. They're gonna be coming into CG or crossing over into CG soon enough, and then we have the assault from Australia. It's just it's everywhere, man.
They weren't stalled by the wildfires. That's dedication.
Oh yeah, no, they kept going, bro. It's Chris Evans says, "What is Nick's favorite time period to learn about?" I'm curious as a fellow lover of history. Usually, I like either The 100 Years War always fascinates me.
That's a good one.
Also, the Anjovian Empire is another one that's pretty fascinating to me as well. The Wars of Reformation and Counter-Reformation, 80 Years War, 30 Years War.
Thank you.
And then the building of the nation states from pretty much at the end of Napoleon to and then I like World War I and World War II a whole lot. And I think that's it. The Gilded Age in the United States, Civil War, the War of 1812 is another good one.
Yeah, exactly. Canada.
Why did you just say all of the wars then?
No, I don't
All of the wars.
I don't like all of the wars. I think some of the wars were really stupid and not worth fighting. They could have been solved so much easier in very much different ways than what they were. But you had the reason why I like the Anjovian Empire and stuff like that is you've got one family that's ruling all of this. Or the Age of Exploration, you have one family in charge, the Habsburgs, in charge of discovering, or basically in charge of discovering America, colonizing America, the Western world, and then becoming this massively wealthy family that's still around. And those type of people just, I like to learn about those people.
Yep. Habsburgs were weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's an odd time.
So it does seem like we managed to conjure the Aaron Calamari. I want to know what you mean by flat YouTuber. Or yeah,
it's supposed to be
flat
like
Earth YouTuber,
thing.
maybe.
Yeah, flat Earth tubers.
I told y'all he's Beetlejuice. You can't say his name too many times.
And by the way, Doodle, my name is Simon, not Canada. Thank you.
He's just trying to live up to that D-bag name, man.
I know.
I'm blaming you for the War of 1812, even though we actually started. So. It's like World War One. History joke. Yay.
Yay.
So I did find something that I was going to see if we could get Nick triggered on, because he is not just is he a purveyor of history, he's also a huge nerd. So what do you think
Give me your lunch money.
The new Thundercats?
Oh my god. I was going to actually bring this up.
Well, let's hear what you have, what your take is first. Doodle.
Okay.
Oh, mine. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess I should have specified who I was talking to. You can't see who I'm looking at.
I saw a couple clips of the show, and I noticed there's like these weird cut-ins that they're always doing, like these close-ups, and the weird anatomy stretches on like the couple of shots I've seen. It's exactly like the Zelda CDI games that everybody made YouTube poop videos out of. It's the same thing. It's like these horrible ideas of what animation should be, and it's wrong. It's wrong.
I mean, this don't look like no Thundercats I've ever seen.
And it's not supposed to. This is like Teen Titans Go, okay?
That's exactly
what this is. And Teen Titans Go was a parody of Teen Titans, just like this is a parody of Thundercats. They're doing it to make fun of the original fans, poke fun at them, and they're also doing it to bring in, their woke agendas and stuff like that. But like with the Sword of Omens there, that sword changes shape 5 different times in length and breadth and everything without him having to go through the thing. It just does it at random odd times throughout the show. This looks like a highly talented second grader drew it.
Yes.
That's
I don't know about that talented remark.
Well, if I saw a second grader drawing like this, I would think that they were talented because you can see where it can move on past this. But these people are doing this as grown-ups. Their artistic talent has reached a peak and they can't go anywhere. But this is that nasty Cal Arts thing that I just can't stand.
Yeah.
And this is what it sounds like when Cartoon Network goes bankrupt. This type of and here's why. This type of animation style is really cheap to do.
Yeah.
They had a perfectly good reboot going of Thundercats back in 2011.
2011, yeah.
Sure.
But it had one season, I think.
Yeah, and it was fantastic. But the animation style in it was kind of like when they rebooted He-Man back in the early 2000s with all that, and they made those badass toys out of it and everything. It was that same kind of animation style, and that is expensive. Whereas this stuff, they got such a big hit off of Teen Titans Go and they're out of money right now. I mean, Cartoon Network you've seen the level of stuff that they're showing now. They're not really coming out with anything good and new. So they're trying They're trying to catch lightning in the bottle. They're trying to.
Why would you bring that up?
I didn't even hear you say it. I'm not paying attention. But they're trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice because they need to make money. But this has hit a resonating bleh on everybody who has pretty much, even people who I would have assumed would have liked this, have hated this show because it's not just the art style and everything like that. They're even saying like the script is bad, everything is bad. And, this is not Thundercats in any way, shape, or form, because even like Mamra has a happy disposition to him, from what I've understood.
Yeah.
Or he's cartoonishly grumpy. He's cartoonishly grumpy. He's not like evil grumpy.
Oh God.
Yeah, and so it's all about jokes, and we've got jokes and jokes and jokes. Well, fine. Guess what? Your whole show is a joke.
Yep.
And I don't care that it's a parody. If it were drawn well and had a it's like a song. It's like, I don't care if it's country, as long as it's got as long as you can dance to it and it's got a good beat, I'm down with it. Same thing with this. If it's a parody cartoon and you want to make fun of me all day, that's fine. Just make it entertainment and make it look good. This is just garbage. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I can't even. I've had acid trips that were better than this, and they were bad.
This style isn't going away either.
I know, that's what's unfortunate, and everybody looks like a blob. And I know why they're doing it. They're doing it to push a new type of body positivity and all this other stuff. Which, whatever. But
what bodies look like these?
None. That's the problem. But
it's also straight up laziness.
Yeah, it is.
Like what I mean, it's not going away, because I was in art school and like half of the kids drew like this, and then they were just fucking lazy. It's like they didn't want to take the time to put effort into their drawing.
And the person who came,
what participation trophies give.
Yeah, no. This is another reason why we should not. Which we should not encourage participation trophies, is because of garbage like this.
Yes.
Whoever came up with the Cal Arts style, I still believe should be publicly flogged for their. They've cheapened down they've cheapened down animation. They've cheapened down creativity. I mean, they've made this art form and the people doing it not try as hard, and they made them stupider. This is just not. This is not what we should be going for in comics, animation, or anything like that. These things should be aspirational. We should be like setting a high bar to make artists want to get up to, at least get somewhere close to it, to where they can have we can have these kind of badass styles like we used to have. Back in
exactly.
Like American animation went through this back in the 50s and 60s at Hanna-Barbera, because you had the Flintstones where they all looked like big squares walking around, and then you had stuff like the Inhumanoids, or some of the other even the early 80s cartoons that were American drawn. There were a lot of problems in American animation. Like even with the Transformers, you could tell the difference between the episodes that were originally drawn for air in Japan and the ones that were drawn for air only over here.
You remember the Silverhawks?
Yeah.
Like that, the intro, the song is freaking amazing. The intro looks fucking amazing as soon as you start watching the episodes.
Yeah, it goes downhill. And that was a common theme in all of those. I mean, even G.I. Joe had its moments. But it's just American animation seems to like to go through these little quote unquote experiments from time to time, and it's because everybody runs out of money. They all go bankrupt. Hanna-Barbera went bankrupt back in the 70s. You've had numerous. Then you had the big mergers in the 80s and 90s, where everybody, like, you know, the big ones got ate up by the little ones, and then they absorbed that those animators and stuff. But then we got stuff that was like the X-Men cartoon in the 90s. I thought that was drawn very, very well.
Yeah, that was good.
Definitely.
In the 80s, we had one of the biggest experiment was the American and Canada heavy metal movies.
Those were great too.
And the second one, they were built like
And then we had
those Ralph
Bakshi. Yeah, Bakshi. Yeah, that was good too. With Fritz the cat.
Yeah, I tried watching that with my dad. That was kind of awkward.
It is. It's What? How old were you when you tried watching that?
Oh, it was recent. He saw that it was animated and that it had, you know, a relatively realistic style, and he was like, "Well, I'll put this on for Logan or Pat when he's back."
You know, he's the one that did the Fire and Ice too.
Fire and Ice was a good one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. That was pretty good.
He was one of
his Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons why I got really into animation. Basky.
Yeah, so apparently this is a big resounding no. This article says, Thundercats ho? More like Thundercats no.
Oh.
Cartoon Network has been working on an animated Thundercats series called Thundercats Roar. Should be called Thundercats Bore. The series was expected to release last year, but it never was until now. Cartoon Network announced on Twitter that Thundercats Roar is now available for preview on the Cartoon Network website or app. The preview includes a free screening of the full 2-episode titled Exodus. So from what I understand is it does follow pretty much the same story.
Is it Prince of Egypt?
Prince of Egypt, what?
Because of Exodus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why the hell would they do that, dude, man? They did it so right in 2012. Was it 2012? Yeah.
11 and 12, yeah.
It was 11 and 12. And that series, like, it was canceled after like 20-some episodes or something. It was supposed to have like a 52-episode run. It didn't even
They brought back He-Man, and it was a hit too. Now they're actually saying that they're those people that did this and the She-Ra thing, they just announced that they're bringing back He-Man now.
Yep.
So we're gonna get that version of He-Man.
Yeah, from what I've heard of He-Man, it's in the same vein. They're going to destroy He-Man for anyone who loved the character growing up.
Do you remember Sergio?
He-Man was already kind of gay.
Do you guys remember Sergio Aragones from Gru?
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of. But you know, if it was a kid,
that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of this art style and doing everything in this style is because, again, these people who are doing it are running out of money. They don't have the money to do this. And so this is the cheapest and best way that they can come up with of making this happen.
It's easy to anybody can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is because you don't have to be talented to draw 3 big circles with 4 ovals, or 2 big circles and 4 ovals to put it together as like, you know, a thing or a blob on there and then just give it a face. Like there was one thing in here where it was either Chitara or I think it was Chitara. Her arm was just completely disconnected from the body. Like it wasn't even there and it was down a little bit. And that got into the final product. That means they're not running a full editing crew. That also means that they don't care about the standards. So they don't care about this. This is just something to build money in because it's cheap and they can make a lot of it. This is what happens.
Virtue points.
Oh yeah, this is what happens when you switch from quality over quantity to quantity over quality. As we've already seen in comics, now we have it in this. But as long as they say the right woke things and preach the right woke message, they'll always get the green light. So it's just more of the same. We're just seeing it in another realm.
Yeah. It's like the anti-simplistic style in animation, because like obviously you have to have a simplistic style, relatively speaking, in animation, no matter what, because you just can't do it if it's too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, something like The Simpsons, at the very least, they stay on model the whole time. You know,
they actually got better.
Bart isn't like.
Well, if you watch the first season or the Simpsons episodes that were on the Tracy Ullman show way back in the day, those were horrible as far as animation.
Oh yeah,
but they got better. And even though
same thing with Family Guy.
Yeah, even if it's still at that same, it looks the same now that it did like 19, 20 years ago. That's a good thing with that because that means they kept it consistent. But if you saw the ones that came out when The Simpsons first dropped, and even the voice actors were different, it's a different show. It doesn't have the same feel. It doesn't have the same sharpness, and the jokes are terrible. I mean, it's just a different show.
We got Donut Swan in the chat. Hey, brother. He says, hey, that cartoon looks pretty good. What is that? Planet of the Apes? They do look like monkeys. They don't look like cats. I was thinking that myself is like, look at this picture here, and they look like a group of multicolored monkeys.
Shaved gorillas.
Yeah.
I keep making the joke, but every time I see those things now, every time it brings back that freaking little thing in Family Guy when they go the communist cartoon there and they go, meet Shu, meet Lises. They work well together.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
This is exactly what it reminds me every fucking time. Is like, look, they don't look so different. They work well together. The end. It's like nothing special. Everybody's special.
Yeah,
man, that's a hell of a contrast. Look at that.
Yeah, Lion-O, then Lion-O, now.
Maybe if it was well written, but it's not, so it doesn't matter.
I think that if it was more respectful in the jokes and in the style, then it would be better. The thing is like they have no respect for the original. It's mean-spirited. It's not, the guy that actually drew this stuff, I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, but the guy that designed the characters for this new one, they showed, I guess Cartoon Network has a hallway where they have artists who draw, on the walls and stuff. And the guy that designed the characters and created, I think, stuff for Cowboy Bebop, drew a big giant spike from Cowboy Bebop, and it's really, it looks really good. And the guy who did this drew, like, I guess his own face and big like Sharpie right on top of it. Like, he doesn't have any respect for.
Oh no, he's a complete douchebag. I've seen him go nuts on Twitter before. Back when this was first announced, he was on Twitter and I think YouTube, and he just got obliterated because everybody was like, "What are you doing?" And he thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he honestly believed that. And I'm like, "There's no way you can believe that," because like you're starting to delve into like. And with some people, and I know, like, especially in the toy collecting world, you have certain toy lines and cartoon lines that are like considered the holy of holies. Transformers, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Silverhawks, surprisingly or not, has a massive and very rabid fan base. But when you start messing with these type of IPs and you don't give it the respect, and it's not that you can go, it's not that the fans really or the collectors really care that you're insulting them. They care that you're insulting the brand and the toy, and the original anime or animation and like the storyline and stuff like that. We're talking like deep nerd seated hate when you start messing with these people like this. And, he didn't care. He was just like, too bad, nerds. I'm going to do what I want to do. And, this was the same reaction that we got from when they rebooted She-Ra, which, it's no secret that I think that She-Ra was a huge opportunity lost in the fact that the first two episodes, the story-wise goes, were fantastic. The concept of the bad guy becoming the savior and the good guy and having to switch over and all that. I love that trope. That's a good, old, time-proven, interesting storyline. But, it's just everything else about it is it's basically a therapy session between the writer and her girlfriend. So it's like, that I don't need, but
cringy.
You had a home run story in there, but you decided to go and be woke with it. And they're going to do the same thing here. And it drives me nuts. I don't care if you make a parody of of something, but at least make it entertaining and good. When you're just doing it out of spite, just to, score them points and maybe stir up a little bit of controversy so you can be some, in your head, avant-garde person. You're not doing anybody any favors because you're disrespecting where all of this came from, and those people who worked hard and did their jobs and stuff like that. And you're disrespecting that fan base, but you're also disrespecting the people who are coming, because now they look at these two things and they're like, well, what am I supposed to do? It's like, because I like a little bit of this, and I like a little bit of that, but there's nothing there. There's no crossover or anything like that.
Yeah.
You just hate art, Nick. You just don't understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined this morning by Mr. Joseph King. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Yay.
Good morning.
Morning, fellas. Thanks for having me
late.
back, Adam. Yeah.
My pleasure, Joe.
Yeah, just woke up. If you can't tell, I'm kind of a mess.
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never. Good to have you here, man. I was like, you know what? We'll drop the link. We'll get going, and he can pop in whenever.
All right. Yeah, I was making my tea. I'm a little under the weather, a little sick.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, this I don't know where you're at, but this is pretty stereotypical awful January where I'm at. Cold.
Oh yeah.
Very wet. No snow on the ground. Some ice.
Yeah, I'm in California, so there's snow in the mountains, so
I feel so bad for
Lucky.
you. I was just kidding.
Yeah,
We just had a big snowstorm here.
Yeah, the snow is only in this one particular spot, and it's like contained, and you can just go there and visit when you feel like, I guess. But
Oh, Donut Swan, I think he nailed it here. He says, this terrible art looks like something I've seen before. OMG, I just figured it out. This is Squirrel Girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thumbnail.
That's what they're trying to bring to comics. It's yeah.
Sorry, I got
Well,
distracted by that thumbnail.
They're trying to make everything like meh, yeah.
Well, it just makes all the kiddies out there who are aspiring artists be like, oh, I can do this. Like shit, I can hell,
I can
do
without any effort.
I can actually do this. Like I am not the greatest of artists, but I can actually draw like this.
It's pretty bad.
It
kills
so
aspiration
sad.
if that's what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does. You should have something to aspire to and be like, man, I want to draw like that.
No,
and with some, a lot of practice, you can. Looking at Thundercats, anybody can draw like that. Anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. We don't want special or talent or quality.
Fuck that.
Remember in The Incredibles? Remember in The Incredibles when she's talking with Dash and she's like, yeah, but everybody is special. Well, you know what that really means? That nobody really is.
Yeah, dude. I said that a while ago. Like this whole culture is basically like the bad guy from the first Incredible movies, where he's trying to make
Syndrome.
Syndrome. He wants everybody to be on that even keel. Nobody's special.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing it out of a place
I don't need to have special powers. I don't need to be good. I don't need to be special. I just want to be the sidekick. Make me.
Yep. He's coming from a place of malignance rather than sympathy.
Yeah.
It's never
it's
never good people who care about other people's talent. It's always bad people. Bad people who say, I'm going to shit all over these people's show.
So, have you guys all seen the Joker movie? By now it's hit Redbox.
I haven't seen it yet.
I actually haven't.
Oh, you guys got to see it. It's great.
I keep hearing that, and I'm going to eventually.
I keep hearing that.
I wasn't.
It is pretty good. I didn't honestly think that it was quite what everybody had, kind of made it out to be. I was expecting this like magnum opus of a movie. It was good. It's very different than any other kind of DC or Marvel movie that's out right now.
Most of the things that I've heard that people come back to me is that the movie is freaking amazing. The way that it's made, the filmography of it, the scenes, the storytelling, everything is amazing.
It's very artful.
It's not the Joker, but the movie's amazing.
Yeah,
that's what I keep hearing mostly.
So next on its heels is the new Batman movie starring Robert Pattinson, Mr. Sparkle Vampire himself.
That is going to be just a terrible movie.
They seem to have kept the costume, the stylized costume of Batfleck.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a very bad feeling about this as well.
Yeah.
He was fantastic in The Lighthouse, like as an actual actor.
That's that one with Willem Dafoe, right?
Yep. He was amazing, but I don't know if he's the best fit for Batman.
And I saw that Adam Sandler is supposed to be Two-Face.
That is unconfirmed.
I read about it, yeah.
That is unconfirmed right now.
Oh, you actually read that?
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
not
you were
joking.
kidding.
Oh,
No, I'm not
oh
joking.
God.
He's actually lined up to be playing. It's not a sure thing, but yeah, he's the top player.
Well, much like the artist on Thundercats Roar, anybody can be anything if they just feel like it.
Oh man, Thundercats.
So man.
So
Jesus.
this really
the other day somebody shared a pic of the same type of art, but like if they were gonna do the gargoyles, dude, that actually hurt.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
God.
they did
That actually
gargoyles, I think
hurt
I'd
me.
lose my shit.
Don't give them any ideas. They're
Where are
always
the other
listening.
drugs going?
Dude, I love the gargoyles so much. That one actually hurt. I was like, no,
Yeah.
please no.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was funny.
So
That's my only reason.
What drew me to this article is the title itself. Robert Pattinson is ready to push the Batman in a really crazy new direction. And I have been literally a lifelong Batman fan. And I don't think I want you to go be pushing Batman in a really crazy new direction.
They've been doing that for years now. Can we just go back to not crazy direction?
Yeah, can we just leave him, bring back classic Batman? That'd be great.
We just have Batman. Yeah.
I'd settle for the hippie '60s Batman. Just throw me a bone.
Yeah, give me
Sometimes you just can't get
Batman
rid of a bomb.
66. Yeah, give me Batman 66. I'd be fine with that. So this article states there are few upcoming superhero movies that have generated as much interest as Matt Reeves' take on The Batman. Despite the project being largely shrouded in secrecy by the studio, fans are particularly looking forward to Robert Pattinson's fresh take on Bruce Wayne Batman. Are they, though? Are they? I don't know.
Doubt.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, but not for the reasons they intend.
The actor recently revealed to Empire magazine his own interest in pushing the character further than ever before. He states, "The only thing that's more complicated is the rating. As soon as you make something an R-rated movie, you're freed up to do so much stuff in terms of the character itself. I want to push it as far as it can possibly go, and I think Matt Reeves does as well. You can do crazy stuff with that part." So it sounds like they're wanting this movie to get that R rating like the Joker. What do you guys think about that?
Is this going to be a sequel to the Joker? And
No,
is this like a lot
I don't
of the
think
same
so.
people?
I think this is pretty much rebooting the Batman movie franchise once again.
Are they going to show Batman's dick?
Why?
Well, it's rated R, so they might show a little Batwang.
Okay, so
Black Label Batman.
They butchered Snyder's Batman, Superman, Justice League because it was too dark. So we're restarting, but we're going full R.
Yeah, so we're going to make it even. Okay, so you thought this was too dark. Let's make it even darker then.
I know.
Well,
right?
because the Joker was succeeded. That's their thinking.
That is it right there. The Joker was such a success with the R rating. And like you said, the cinematography of it was very, very good.
Well, they don't care about that. They just care that it succeeded.
Well,
that's true. They are just looking to make money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, they think, oh, everybody liked it because it was rated R, rather than oh, everybody liked it because it was a good movie.
I think that is 100%.
On the one hand, it's better than trying to, if they're chasing the trend and trying to do what's successful. That's kind of a good thing, I guess, instead of pushing the politics bullshit. But I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. This is going to be bad.
I honestly, I think that if you're gonna go R for a DC movie, Batman is probably the best bet. But the thing is like I don't think they understand why it would be the best bet. Like the Joker worked because it was the Joker, but when they did like Man of Steel, they did the same like Christopher Nolan, dark kind of, and it didn't work. And it makes me think that they don't know how to actually translate these properties into successful franchises.
Yeah, you can't. You can't copy the formula for Joker and stick it on the Batman. That's just not going to work.
That's what they're going to try.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll work. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it'll be successful because it's a Batman movie. But you know, it's just like with Amazing Spider-Man 2. It was a successful movie in that it made money, but it was crap.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I think is going to happen with the Batman. I think it's going to be successful because it's a Batman film, but I think ultimately people are going to look at this like, what the hell was that? You know, walking out of the.
I mean, it might be good.
I'm one of those that really
good.
I'm one of those that really like the Man of Steel.
But yeah.
I think they're missing out on a big part, though. A big thing, though. When you step up to an R-rated movie, you're killing half of the people. You're like cutting off half of the people who are going to see this, and these are going to be the people who actually go out and buy the toys and want the toys.
Right.
And people could say that's not about the toys when it comes to these movies, and they're lying because it's all about the toys. If you have a movie and it has a toy line with it, and those toys don't sell, then you're not getting another movie. That's just the way that goes. You can, case in point, Justice League, Superman versus Batman, even Aquaman to a certain extent, even though that movie was probably the best formula that DC has come up with to show these characters in the right kind of light other than the Joker. But again, that is the Joker. But like what they did with Aquaman was really, really good. And those toys actually sold fairly well. So but you know, making an R Batman movie just for the sake of making an R Batman movie is kind of stupid because again, you know, you're going to cater to an adult crowd, but and then when you launch the toy line, you can only really launch collector's grade stuff because they're not going to buy any of the kitty stuff that has
That's a great point.
You know, it's like back in the 80s, they did the Rambo movie and they put out all these toys.
Did you see the cartoon that they made for that?
Yeah, and then they made the cartoon.
They did it with RoboCop as well.
They did.
It depends on
Toxic Avenger. They did that too, which blew my mind. You know,
it depends on why it's rated R too.
Yeah.
Because if it's like RoboCop or Rambo, it's violence. I don't think American audiences are going to care. But if it's rated R because Alfred molests Bruce, then maybe that would be kind of weird.
No.
That will cause many a consternation, and you know, I can understand trying to move a movie on rage, but at some point in time, that's just going to turn into false rage, and then you're right back where you started.
Well, that's where Marvel Comics are.
Well, they're used to that. Yeah.
Well, and see, that was always what kind of set apart DC and Marvel, because with a DC movie, like I loved Man of Steel. I thought it was a great movie. I'm in
that minority as well.
I liked Man of Steel.
Pardon me? Say again.
Release the Snyder Cut.
Did I hear you wrong?
No, you heard me correctly. I liked that movie. I thought, I liked that. Henry Cavill was probably
he wasn't the problem at all.
No, he wasn't. And I even liked how they portrayed Zod and how it became like an alien invasion. I wasn't real thrilled what they did to his dad, how they killed him in the tornado.
That pisses me off.
I thought that was just a slap in the face. But
that and Lois Lane is out of character.
Yes, very much so. But
I don't like Amy Adams.
But they, as a whole, I liked the movie. I hated Justice League. I thought that they just murdered that movie. Superman versus Batman was okay because they were playing on one of the oldest storylines and tropes in DC when it comes to Superman and Batman. Batman has always been Superman's kryptonite in living form because he was always the one that, you know, when Superman would kind of, you know, get on his alien kick and go into his solitude, it was always Batman that brought him back into like, hey, you know, you live here now, and this is how humanity works, and we're not perfect. But
Martha.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know that name?
Exactly.
Do we just become best friends?
Yes. That'd be an interesting movie. Step Brothers kind of movie with Batman and Superman. I'd watch
Don't
it.
give
You
him
know what I
any
always
kind of
said?
ideas.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
I always said that people keep bringing
Don't
that
touch my
Martha
drum
thing.
set, Superman.
That people keep bringing that Martha thing because they made everybody feel stupid for 5 seconds that you never clicked on it before.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah, it
that
was
they had a
dumb.
lot of problems with those movies ultimately. With Man of Steel, I don't hate the film's story, and I like what they did with Zod. I just think that they
Zod
didn't
was good.
establish I think that if they would have waited another movie to have Superman kill somebody, it would have had a greater impact. And if they were gonna kill Pa Kent, don't kill him in a tornado. Like, give him like a terminal illness and him being powerless, even though he's like this godlike figure. He's powerless to save his dad, and he's dealing with that tragedy. And at the same time, he's trying to like become this hero that that saves the day from Zod. I think that they just had a lot of problems in terms of storytelling itself, like the script, and like in theme. Like, the movie is just way too dark. And you want a bright and happy and optimistic Superman. That's what people think when they see Superman.
Yeah, but the
So-
way
Yeah, I actually wrote a paper on this in school.
The way
Oh,
I
really?
see it
Oh,
is the
sorry.
fact that they try to. Every time you see Superman in any movies, usually he always succeeds. He never fails, right? He's always
Right.
heroic, right?
Right.
But how did he get that way? Right? It's like they show him making mistakes in that movie. That's what I like about it. Like, like when he realizes the damage that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Like he realizes the mistakes that he did. Like that scene that I like with Zod is that you see him like having the inner dwelling, as in like, I have no choice to freaking kill him. Like,
I agree.
Yeah, he's already killed the whole city by crashing into him for 2 hours.
I think that scene was
You
fine.
think clearly when you're pissed or when you're fighting? Did you ever be in a fight where you turn around and you hit somebody that you're not supposed to?
Yes.
No.
The
I
part
actually
where he,
have.
the
I
part
think
where he
that
had him in
scene-
the headlock, and it's like,
Yeah,
"Don't
I just
kill
think
him,"
that
and he just all he had to do was look that way to kill him. He just had to.
Yeah.
He didn't have to turn his head.
I just think that if that would have been in a sequel, that would have been better, because we would have had it established. It just felt like it was too rushed. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but it just felt like it was too quick. If we would have had that in like an Empire Strikes Back kind of Superman movie, that would have been.
Or where they establish that he doesn't like killing. They actually say that, like, I don't want to kill people, and then he has to kill people. Instead, it's just like, oh, I guess he is upset.
Oh.
Yeah,
But yeah, they are kind of assuming that Superman's background and
I get
thoughts
it.
on it.
I think that it had a solid concept. I just think that ultimately the movie, it just
there's a lot in there's a lot in Man of Steel that in a vacuum is good.
Right.
It just doesn't gel together very well, in my opinion.
Right.
I blame Zack Snyder. I don't like him.
I actually
Yeah, he
really
was
liked
not the right fit.
Watchmen. I was surprised. A lot of people go back and forth with the Watchmen movie. I actually liked the Watchmen movie.
I like 300.
And the 300, I thought
think
was
it's better
good.
than the comic.
I mean, honestly, I mean, it's a pretty faithful adaptation, and I like what they did with the ending instead of having the weird squid monster.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
I know that was Alan Moore's, kind of like nod to Lovecraftian theme, but in the movie, it came across a whole lot. It brought the story together, I think, a lot better. By making it
that it was Dr. Manhattan. Yeah,
I agree with you there.
I
totally agree.
The slow-mo was just out of control. It was disgusting.
That's true. That is true.
That's
he went a little
That's
overboard.
just Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
That's
if you
literally
ever
just
seen
Zack
Rabbit
Snyder.
Punch,
That's what he does.
it's the exact same.
Oh, that was an awful movie. I was
Rabbit
forced to watch that. Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, not Rabbit
yeah,
Punch.
there we go.
My bad.
I wanted to like
Rabbit
that
Punch.
movie so bad. I wanted to like that movie going
I did
in.
too.
And I just walked out just like, what? No, like what the hell? Like the first scene, like the fight scene where she fights that giant monster thing. I thought that was pretty cool, but I'm just like, why is this in here? Like, what?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was just a mess of a movie.
That's why that movie is why I hate movie trailers.
Like it was.
Because movie trailers will make a movie look fucking fantastic. You're like, wow, I'm so hyped to go see this movie. And then you go see this movie and you're like, what was that?
Well, 9 times out of 10, the trailers are the best clips in the movie. And that's what they sell you on to get you in the seat. So if they can set, but as soon as they get your money, they don't really care if you like the movie or not, because they've got your money. Yep. That's all they care about is that first week of box offices, and then the third weekend, or no, the fourth weekend after you have that 2-week drop off. Those are the ones that they care about.
Right.
And you'll see, you'll see that trailer. Like it happens every time. You'll have the trailer leading up to the release, and then you'll have the release, and the reviews will come in, and the fan reviews will come in, and then 2 weeks later, you'll see a different preview come out. And it'll have some of the same scenes in it, but it'll have some new scenes in it to kind of entice people to say, okay, well, we've heard this, but this looks cool as well. So we're just going to like not pay attention to that part, but we're still going to go see it and give you that money because these 2 other scenes that you've put in here look dope now. And it happens all the time. I mean, that's just the way movies have worked for ever since they started doing previews and stuff for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is a hype machine. It just bugs the hell out of me because they can make movie trailers look so badass and the final product is nothing.
Yeah.
Nowhere near what your expectations are.
Disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, just look at the Justice League one.
Yeah.
The same trailer, then they changed the entire freaking movie, but the trailer is still good.
Yeah, I never watched any of them past Man of Steel, honestly.
Yeah, I can't get my wife to watch anything beyond Batman and Superman. Like she was just so like she hated Man of Steel. She just didn't want anything to do with it. And I was like, I want to give him a chance at least. And she's like, no, I don't.
Justice League just went off the rails. I mean, Batman and Superman was so convoluted because they were trying to put in all these story threads for this kind of massive trilogy that they were making that nothing made sense. You had these random dream sequences that were I understood what was going on, but my wife's going like, what the fuck? And I'm not going to be in the movie theater like, okay, well, see, like,
exactly.
You have to you don't be that guy. Nobody likes
I
that
would.
guy.
Do you guys remember when they were talking about Man of Steel 2? It was supposed to be the death of Superman.
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
When they were doing the movie, they came in and they forced him to put the Doomsday in it
Batman versus Superman was supposed to be Man of Steel 2, and then they just kept rewriting, and the execs were meddling, and then it turned into that.
Yeah,
it's a case where they actually probably shouldn't have listened to the critics, like people like me who are like, Man of Steel stinks because of this. They should have had the balls to like stick with it and actually
it probably would have turned out better. It still would have been bad though.
It would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been like
it would have been bad for you. It would have been great for us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to see a case in point of DC listening to the crowd, to the critics, and then finally getting to the point that we're the only game in town that's going to put these out. Look at every Batman movie after the Michael. Returns. Yeah. Well, not only that, but the Michael Keaton ones where you had Batman and then Batman Returns. Those two had a very nice dark theme to them. The villains were actually villainous to a certain extent, but then everything after that is okay. We're going back to the 1960s Batman, and we're going to have that flair to it with these outrageous.
I liked it when the Penguins gave him a barrel,
molded cheeks.
The Penguins giving the burial was actually a good scene. I thought that was quite appropriate how they're building. But what the hell was that?
What was that
going on?
That's a laugh.
Oh my god!
Jeez! Holy shit!
I'm sorry, I'm not in the theater watching Star Wars. I should have not do that.
Did somebody let a wildebeest in their house? Like, what the?
Excuse me. It's like a wild boar snoring.
Oh, I get the thumbnail now. It makes sense now. Oh.
But the when they started going like like when Schwarzenegger was Dr. Freeze, that was a little bit much as far as his his uniform and his jokes were terrible. Oh my god!
Oh, God, they were,
yeah,
they were bad.
I mean, trying to, and you know, when they introduced
Talk
Robin,
about your cold shoulder.
yeah, they introduced
Time to kick
Robin,
some ice.
and it was just it went from bad to worse, you know. And then we got the
gotta be
reboot
honest.
with Batman Begins, and with Christian. I think Christian Bale is probably one of the best Batmans have ever been as far as an actor
Oh,
goes.
absolutely.
And you had him fighting. It was like they were taking Batman the animated series, and they were taking that storyline and trying to make it really, really good. Because you had him fighting Ra's al Ghul up front. You know, that was his first.
That was a great movie.
Yeah,
he was a great villain too.
Yeah, he
Liam Neeson
was.
did a great job.
And he
I
was
like all three of those movies.
Yeah, I did too. I thought
I didn't
they were
like
really-
the third one. I thought that one was a little.
Well, it was
I-
supposed to be a 4-movie. It was originally a 4-movie plot, and then with the death of Heath Ledger, he had to rewrite his third act and just condense it into one really long movie with too many villains and too many plot lines. And
let's face it, you're not really going to top that movie. So the third
That's
one
true,
was
too.
the third one was kind of doomed from the start because most people weren't expecting that kind of performance out of Heath Ledger as the Joker. No one was expecting that Joker. That Joker has now become iconic in its own way.
Yeah, it's
like
explosive.
like Jack Nicholson's Joker became its own thing. You know, in the 1960s Joker is his own thing, in the 1940s
Cesar Romero.
Yeah, those are the iconic Jokers now, and trying to come up with any kind of baddie after that, even when you bring in someone like Bane, you're not gonna hit the same home run, and that's just. But you know, those three movies to me were the Batman franchise, and you know, even though I thought that, and this is an unpopular opinion, I thought that Ben Affleck did a good Bruce Wayne, but he did a terrible Batman.
I agree.
You know, because I thought that he played Bruce Wayne just fine, because Bruce Wayne is never really the main character when it comes to Batman as part of Batman's personality anyway. But when it comes to him being Batman, I was just like, okay, this is Robo Batman. You know, this is RoboCop and Batman, because his whole suit was just kind of like that. Granted, he did have to you know, stroke it up a little bit to fight Superman, but still at the same time, it was. It seems like when he put the mask and cowl on, he didn't quite deliver like everybody else had, and that's even like I think even like Val Kilmer did a better Batman as Batman than.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's saying a lot than Ben Affleck did as Batman.
Honestly, I think Val Kilmer gets a bad rap when it comes to it, because he is actually a really talented actor. I mean, you look at him in Tombstone as Doc Holliday.
He's not a good singer.
Well,
I love him.
Have you heard his music?
I didn't know he did that.
Oh, his music is great.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, can I do my 2 cents on the Thundercats thing? I missed it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
oh, damn you! So I mentioned it last time. I'm an animator, so I had some opinions on the animation. I actually made a video about it, but basically, well, I saw people were saying, you know, some people were saying the animation was good, it was bad, but I think the best way to describe it was inconsistent. It was kind of all over the place, right? Like there were some points where the animation was okay. It was like full animation. It was moving, like nothing spectacular, like nothing that blew my mind. But then there's parts where it's like 1 or 2 frames, like it just pops between like the whole scene. There's like 2 drawings, and then like some of the drawings are they're just shit. Like they're just terrible drawings.
Did you see your boy Zach's video on?
Yeah, I checked.
Yeah, he
his,
talked about that a little bit.
He was saying, he said overall it was okay or something, right? I think
he said the animation was okay. He just didn't. Yeah. Everything else
and
was trash.
He has a bit of an animation background too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So. He said he's done like a bit of 3D animation, a bit of 2D animation.
Yeah.
I think his exact words were it's a terrible style to draw, but the consistency
Yeah,
of
I
the
agree.
animation
Yeah.
itself is good.
The style is, I mean, hey, cool it. That's my son.
Hello.
The like the design of the characters, it looks like it's for 2-year-olds, and
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's
two-year-old.
geared towards little kids. Like I could probably sit my 2-year-old down in front of it, and he'd probably enjoy it because it's colorful and it moves around.
Yeah, you was better drawn than
then,
this.
yeah, the humor and the jokes, they're so. I mean, they're written. They're not for kids, right? There's
No,
like
they're
all
written
this-
as parody. It's
yeah,
parody
it's like
from the
this-
old shows.
It's all about kind of denigrating the hero. So it's like, what kind of message are you sending to little boys, right? But the other thing about the oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I'm guessing. Oh.
No, so you go ahead. Sorry.
That delay.
I was gonna say. I'm guessing Chitara is actually going to be the real hero the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be
Oh,
shocked
he's actually
if she
going to get
wasn't.
stuff done. She wasn't?
No, I'd be shocked if she wasn't.
Oh, I was going to say one more thing. The thing about going off model, like they go off model a lot, and I don't necessarily have a problem with going off model, but you got to do something cool with it. But when they go off model, it's just like stupid meme faces making duck lips, just retarded stuff. They're not doing anything cool with it. So I was like,
whoa, that's a bad word.
Oh, did I say a no?
Yeah,
you said the word.
We'll edit it out later.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
we'll
right.
bleep it out.
Yeah. Papa Kenesu, he's got a good point in the chat. He said, thing is, if it's just a thing to put on for 2-year-olds or whatever, why use an IP like Thundercats?
Yeah.
That's my thing with the entire the whole situation is why ruin an IP that is enjoyed by a lot of people.
I was
just to get some laughs.
I was talking to a
Man
friend.
of Steel is for 2-year-olds.
Talking about a generation that that like to have kindergarten for adults.
I have a friend who works at Warner Brothers. He was giving me a little bit of insight, and he was saying like the suits there, like they don't give a shit. Like they love it when people pitch like a remake of some old IP. Like they just go crazy and they don't even care about the content or whatever. They're just like, oh, you want to bring back an old character? Let's do it.
Well, yeah, it's because they don't have to. They don't have to pay for a development team to come up with new ideas and new characters. They don't have to. Yeah, it's very cost effective and it's cheap. That Kyle art style, like I said earlier, is extremely cheap to animate and to get into final form. They can do it with half the staff that you can of a regular, full-blown new character, and that has a good animation style. Because you, once you put in Kyle arts, I mean, basically you're coloring in circles. And anybody can do that, but it takes time to color in and animate, like, the facial movements of something that looks real and that is more akin to a style that we're used to and everything like that. And yes, the jokes in Thundercats Roar are atrocious because the show is quote unquote parody, and it's supposed to be making fun of, the old, poking fun at the old fans of the show and the show itself, which that's what parody does, and I don't have a problem with it. But if you're going to do it, make it be entertaining. Make it be something
actually funny.
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
That would help.
Comedy for comedy's sake. I know that's a novel idea in Hollywood these days, but
we can't laugh at anything because it's mean.
Yeah,
That's
and that's another thing. It's like enough with the hurt fees and stuff like that. That's part of what I think the problem is like we've let this participation trophy brigade come in and start messing with this stuff to not only rewrite how the shows are seen, but also because at some point in time, maybe someone didn't let them play with their Thundercats toys, or they felt slighted or mean, or somebody who had Thundercats stuff was mean to them, and this is like their revenge. I mean, I can see this playing out in a room full of people.
I don't think this is about Thundercats. I think it's about the narrative. Like this is this is just a vehicle for pushing more of this toxic masculinity propaganda.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I doubt this guy's ever even watched the real Thundercats.
Yeah.
No, they looked up the Wikipedia entry and I was like, okay, this is what the show's about. Well, we can remake that and make fun of it.
Yeah, exactly. They just care about fucking with toxic masculinity stuff.
Cis white males.
Can we dress up like them? Do they look like cosplay? Easy cosplay we can do?
That might be another thing. You know, a lot of the Cal Arts designs are super easy cosplays.
Yeah.
And so people...
Remember when we were talking about the art style at Marvel right now going? And we were saying like all the new characters. It's
What
like
art?
Tumblr art.
Yeah, everything looks like a cosplay. It's like, today let's create a new character. What do I have in my closet that I don't wear usually? Let's try and mix match.
Well, let's shift gears. Let's talk about something that's actually good. We got Mark Middleton here. No, God no. We're just going to talk about Comicsgate projects. We have Mr. Mark Middleton here. He has got a mailing list that is live right now for Grave Robbers.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and pull up the campaign page that we've got here now. So give us your pitch. What's Grave Robbers?
Okay, so basically the idea is that it's a Western horror kind of thing. There you can see the main character. His name is Big Dick Murphy.
Big Dick Murphy.
Big Dick Murphy. His first name's Richard.
Very good.
I'm in. You got me.
Right. And the one of the bad guys right there is Richard. He is kind of my Vader kind of character.
Is that how you pronounce it, Slim?
Richard.
Is that how you pronounce it, Sim?
Richard.
Is that correct? Oh,
I don't speak French. I speak English and German.
Real languages.
The way we pronounce it in French, it's Richard.
Richard. I can't.
Wait, you're
like that.
French Canadian. You got that weird accent, right?
I got the proper accent.
He's Puerto Rican.
I like that. I like that. It's
That
not
actually
weird. It's
sounds like
mine,
you
and
read
that's the right
it.
one. I like it. But yeah, just like it says right there, you know, they follow a trail of bodies. There's a killer that's been taking limbs off of people and just leaving the bodies, and they follow the trail to run down mining town looking for the killer, and shit goes sideways pretty hard. It's definitely there's a lot of influence from the old spaghetti westerns. I'm working with Passion for Drawing. He's the guy that did those two.
I thought I recognized that artwork.
Yeah, he's done a hell of a job. He's done really great work. I've got some other stuff that he's done. He's working on a cover right now. We're going to be releasing that soon. I'm not exactly sure on the timeline for that, but we are working on it. And we're going to go probably for like a fall release is what we're looking for. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward story. I'm not doing anything too crazy or fancy out of the gate. I just I loved horror and I love Western stories, so I figured why not combine the two and kind of try to make a decent story out of it.
It sounds like a really solid premise, and I love the character.
Yeah, that's there's definitely going to be some horror elements and the actual grave robbers themselves. Big Dick is kind of a werewolf. He's kind of got some wolfish features. He's a pretty hairy guy. There's another character, Amanda Lynn. That's her name. She's kind of a little bit of a demoness kind of thing.
I like that play on words with the name.
Yeah. And then there's Waylon Louder, who
oh, these names are great, man.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, he's kind of got some he's like a mummy if he was in the Wild West, and he's gonna be a fun character. He's kind of I don't know if you guys watch Firefly. Yeah, he's gonna be kind of my Jane character. Like if you took Jane,
okay, cool.
Jane.
If you took him,
played by a bald one.
There you go. If you took him and you merged him with like a Sam Elliott kind of character, he's kind of got that feel to him.
Oh, I'm on board.
So
that's good.
It's good. It's a lot of fun. There's a little bit of comedy, a little bit of Waylon calls Big Dick Fluffy because he's kind of, that's kind of his nickname for him.
Is this in the Alien universe? And it's the same Wayland who's gonna?
Oh no, Wayland Yutani. No, it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be a really cool story. I like it. I wrote it.
Sounds like
so
you're having fun writing it.
You're not biased at all, though, right?
No, not at all. You should definitely sign up right now and buy it, and buy it 3 times. Buy it 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell, buy it 4 times.
Why not? If you're gonna do
maybe
5
5
times, 10.
Buy that bundle. Buy all the copies.
Buy 10 copies. Yeah, every single one. Buy the copies.
We're gonna corner the market.
Exactly. Yeah.
From Rot 10 Glory in the chat, he says, I see people complaining that CG never talks comics. What they mean is the biggest channels don't always talk comics. So many up-and-coming channels like this one talk comics all the time. Well, thank you. I will take that as a compliment, Rot 10 Glory. Thank you very much. We love our comics here. I mean, this is it is Comicsgate.
I don't know. I never read one.
You just make them. Sound like a mainstream. You sound like a mainstream pro, brother.
Hey, I want to be.
So, Mark, what can people expect when this campaign launches? How many pages? Is this like a story arc? Is it a one shot? What do you got planned?
Well, I've talked to Passion, and he and I plan on doing about 5 comics. I have planned, honestly, if I could actually do this, I have probably 60 comics planned total, going all, the long run. But for this particular story, this is about 5 comics long. We plan on doing about 35 pages plus a stretch goal to get it higher. I'm writing some new pages right now for it to, give it some more action, give it a little bit more of a horror feel. It's got that already, but I really want to make it pop.
Drive it home, yeah.
Right. So I'm writing some new pages, and we're gonna be progressively releasing some of the stuff. We're gonna be dropping in the next couple of months. He's gonna be working on a big chunk of action that we're gonna kind of give as a preview. So look out for that. It's gonna be really, really good. I mean, he's done some incredible work so far. So I'm really excited for what this is going to do. In terms of perks, we talked about doing wanted posters for some of the characters. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah.
Cool. Ooh.
Yeah. And
That's fun.
I thought that was kind of a neat idea. So we'll be doing stuff like that. We talked about I talked about doing shot glasses with my wife. She thought that'd be fun.
Now I will. That would be cool, but I will warn you. You got to take into consideration, shipping shot glasses.
Yeah, that'd be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And they're all going to arrive broken, and so you're going to have to buy them all back.
Yeah,
save that for the second campaign.
Yeah, maybe. We talked about doing it. I just couldn't figure out the logistics for it, so we decided to nix that idea. We talked about doing some other stuff. Off the top of my head, I'm blanking on it now.
What about a revolver?
A revolver.
That'd be bad. A revolver stretch goal.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. We'd have to link up with some FFL dealers and get that out the door. But we've got some. Deal with Smith and Wesson. It's going to be a fun campaign. It's going to be fun watching it progress over the next couple of months as we, bring out some pages and we bring out some more art.
Zayd made a really great comment.
Big Dick wanted that
one. I love it. That's awesome.
Sounds like a official war campaign statement.
There you go.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they love this one.
Awesome, thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I gotta give you props. You're starting early. You're getting out there. You don't really have anything on your mailing list. You got your 2 concept sketches and a little snippet. Nothing fancy. You can get to see your logo here. But you're starting early, and that is a good thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get those wheels rolling. I know it's going to be an uphill battle. Me and Passion have talked about that we talked at length a couple of days ago about how, you know, I wrote an article for a magazine 10 years ago. That's about the only chops that I have in terms of experience, but you know, I have a lot of passion for it. I have a lot of energy for this. And I'm willing to go the distance, you know, you know, whatever it takes, I'm putting it all on the line for this campaign. You know, I'm really, really excited for this. And I'm really going to be working hard to, you know, bring people in and get their attention and really put out a badass book for people to read. You know, it's going to be fun.
Man.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, you sound like you got a lot of passion, and you're working with passion.
Yeah, that works out.
That's a good twofer,
and also with passion.
Yes,
keep that going for a while.
And with passion. There you go.
Yeah, man, this sounds like a really cool concept.
Thanks, brother.
We don't see a whole lot of westerns come out of. Yeah, you definitely had me a big dick. you had my attention first and foremost, right out the gate.
I don't know.
It seems
like it seems like your project is engaging in heteronormative culture, and you're like validating. I can't even finish that.
It's a very phallic campaign that's indulging in patriarchal concepts of I can't even do it either.
Yeah.
I started
more phallic. More
phallic.
Good. Every time you say phallic, I'm buying another copy.
You're like validating post-phallogocentrism colonialism, and it's evil, and you got to stop.
Oh God.
I went to art school.
I swear we don't sniff our own farts on this show. I swear.
I mean, I do, but just because it's funny.
Not because it gets you high.
No.
Well, that's good. We also got Joe King. In all seriousness, he's got a mailing list as well for Slaughter Squad.
Oh yeah, I was chilling that last time I was on, and I got some new stuff to show you guys. The pages that you sent me, I do have those ready to share if you want to tease those out to everybody. Yeah, go for it.
Sweet.
Yeah, first sign up.
Yeah, sign up for the mailing list. I do have the link in the description. But yeah, let's look at some of these pages you sent my way because I like it.
All right.
And yeah, we had you on a few weeks ago, and you showed us the animation video that you had done, which was out of this world. And these pages, I think, definitely live up to that. So I can't wait to see this whole thing come together.
Yeah, and these are colors by Steve Cannon. He worked on Monster MD. Nice. I think he worked on the Ash Can. He didn't do the main, but it's like kind of that style though. Like I really like Monster MD, so I was like, I gotta get your colors.
Yeah, it captures that, you know, that cartoony feel of, you know, like your little video.
Yeah. And like you know, he changed the style a little bit. It's a little more it's got more shading, a little more detail on there, so it looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks great.
I saw that video on the last episode of this, and it looked fantastic. It
awesome.
Looked like a lot of fun.
Man. Yeah, it was fun. Towards the end, I was getting kind of sick of it. It was like 6 months of work. I was like, get it over with already.
Terminator 2 style.
Oh yeah, he's just he's weapons free. Let's line him up.
Dude, look at this sadistic looking. Is this a donkey?
He's a horse.
He's a horse. Okay.
Donkey. I don't
Jesus,
know.
Like that grin is giving me chills, dude.
He's always smiling. Like that's his thing.
Oh, I got chills running up my back right now. That's fucking weird.
The chicken next to him, she's laughing the whole time.
I was gonna say, like, that's pretty sadistic too, but man, that big teeth smile just.
Is he a mix of horse and hyena?
He does look like a hyena. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Who was his daddy? Who knows?
Oh, maybe that's something you can flesh out later on in the story.
The half horse, half hyena. Wow.
You got to get the furries on board somehow.
Oh God.
Oh, I do. I have some furry fans already. It's
Do you?
I don't know how to deal
Lovely.
with them, man.
Just ignore them. Just say thank you and move along.
That's pretty much I don't want to like.
Wait, it's okay to fap the cartoons. Let's move along.
Is it though?
Everybody knows that Rob Zombie song.
That's a Rob Zombie song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's from a Rob Zombie movie called El Superbisto.
Oh God.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've never seen it, but
Haven't heard
So
that song in
that
a
makes
long time.
On this page, he's like, "Save your ammo," and he just like runs them down and gores them.
That's awesome.
This is so violent.
I like the X's over the eyes.
Yeah, that old school type deal. I haven't seen that in a comic in a long time. I think the last time I saw that with any kind of like normal or like regularity is every Christmas when I watch A Christmas Story for 24 hours, and where Ralphie. After he shoots all the bad dudes in the butt, they all get the X's over their eyes.
They do.
I'm trying to bring that back.
It is really it is kind of an interesting choice considering like the violence and gore that you've got in here. Then you've got that you still maintain that cartoony feel.
Yeah. I was inspired by Ren and Stimpy, and I was looking at Golden Age animation a lot. So this is it's kind of an homage, but it's also like, it's like freaking twisted.
Well, with that's what I was wanting to talk about a little bit, because it kind of reminds me of the Dark Gallows humor that was always the last two panels of Spy vs. Spy in Mad Magazine, because one always got screwed, always got like seriously hurt or killed, and but it was always in a fun and comedic way. Even when they did Mad TV, they brought in Spy vs. Spy and made it
that was
a cartoon.
The best part.
Yeah, they were great. And they actually did more, I think, on TV than they did in the magazines. But it's always that was always one of my favorite parts about Mad Magazine. I think you've kind of captured that with this one particular thing that I see, because it's a joke. I mean, I love this is a Gallows dark humor type thing, a gore. The way he's goring them, the faces that they're making with the X's over their eyes.
It's like the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, man. Thanks.
Because I think it's funny that they get so freaked out by this giant bull charging them that they just throw their guns down. Whenever I see a large animal coming at me and I have a high-powered rifle, my first instinct is to shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, they tried shooting him and it didn't work.
Shoulder it. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of bullets flying here.
And how many bulls have covering fire?
Yeah, that's true. That is also true. The chicken's great though. The look on her face. There used to be a cartoon, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but it had a crazy mad chicken character in it, and they always had that look on their face when they laughed. And I think it's like a bird thing or whatever. But
yeah, there's some kind of there's like a trope. I don't know. It's something about chickens being crazy. It just goes way back. So
have you ever been around chickens? They're pretty.
Oh, they're nuts.
Yeah, they are kind of crazy, right?
They're kind of cuckoo.
Look, little cuckoo.
Hey, did you?
Roosters are always the worst.
Speaking of crazy chickens, did you ever hear the story about a chicken who had his head chopped off and he lived for like 5 years after that?
I did hear about
5 years.
Yeah.
Something like, I don't know how long, but he lived for a while without a head, and they would just spoon feed him like some pureed whatever, like
corn, I think. Yeah.
And then he died.
Is this real?
Yeah, it's real. I've read about this.
There's a piece of corn stuck in it, and he choked to death.
Yeah. What had happened? I read what had happened was when they cut his head off, they didn't fully cut the head off.
There's a piece of the brainstem.
Exactly. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
so bizarre.
Interesting.
Well, I'll sleep good tonight. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Right.
That's where the expression "headless chicken" comes from.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, really? It comes from chickens getting their heads cut off. I never would have thought.
The more you know.
I mean, I always knew that, you know, you can chop a chicken's head off and it'll run around for a while, but I didn't know that there was one that survived that fucking long. That just seems like animal cruelty at that point. Like, just put that poor thing out of its misery.
Well, it wasn't in misery because all he had was the brain stem, so he didn't like have any. It was just running on like it's like basic instincts, like.
Right.
I'm more impressed that it didn't bleed out. We gotta figure out a hemophiliac kids with this.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Oh, so this part, the horse has a funny line. He goes, "Carne asada, more like carnage asada." The pig in the back. He goes, cringe.
Gonna be the should be why the chicken crossed the road to get to the ammo.
There you go.
Oh, that's good. So give us a brief rundown for anybody who didn't get to see the first show. Like, what is this crazy story that we're looking at?
So this is Slaughter Squad. This is about a group of escaped livestock who they form a team, and their mission is to overthrow the state of Texas and create a free state for animals. And
good luck.
Yeah, and it's sort of like Punisher meets Animal Farm. It's kind of an allegory. It's not really political or anything, but and then it's mostly a lot of humor, a lot of violence, a lot of gore.
I think you're gonna get the PETA crowd is gonna come out in droves for your book.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to like.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea.
I kind of wanted to talk shit to them though, like, like in universe, Kilgore would fucking hate PETA because they like put a bunch of animals to sleep every year, like they're destroying pets all the time, and he'd be like, "F you, PETA.
Yeah,
you aren't my ally. You aren't a real ally. You're going down."
Yeah, PETA kills more like dogs and cats than anybody.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, well,
yeah, PETA is an awful corporation. All they do is virtue signal and act like they're so high above everybody else.
Yeah,
I would definitely like to see him just like destroy PETA at some point in your
I was
comic.
trying to figure out a way to work that into the plot. Like, can you go to PETA headquarters and just blow them away?
I say you just do it as like an epilogue, like a stretch goal epilogue. Just add like an extra like 8 pages where he just wreaks havoc on PETA headquarters. You don't need to work it into the story at all. You just do it.
Yeah, call it like the
maybe a parody version of PETA.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm writing that down.
Make sure it's a parody version because they're crazy enough to actually sue you for everything.
I was trying to come up with acronyms, like a different acronym that I could use.
Pedo.
Yeah.
Yeah, steer in the opposite direction of that, I think. Like maybe like P-duh, like P-E-D-U-H.
That's not bad. That's cool.
P-duh. Yeah, that's funny.
Or PETA. You know, like PETA.
There you go. That's good too.
Isn't that actually the actual acronym? Because they are PETA.
No, PETA like pita bread.
Mm-hmm.
PITA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like P-duh.
People for the inclusive treatment of animals.
But
you
no,
have him
PETA
going in and like mowing down.
Has a better comedic ring to it.
Yeah, it's funny, but I have to figure out what that actually stands for again. No, I don't even have to spell it out. People get it.
Yeah, you just let people fill in that blank on their own.
Yeah, it's worth it for the joke. Yeah.
So, and when are you planning on launching this bad boy?
So I was thinking of launching on my birthday. It's gonna be February 8th.
Okay,
right on.
Yeah,
And,
suck up those birthday gifts as backers.
Exploit
them. It's gonna be people will be getting their tax returns right. They're gonna have a little extra cash, hopefully.
Right on.
And it's number 8 is like an auspicious number in Chinese astrology or something. So maybe I need all the help I can get.
Hey, do what you got to do, man. I think this is a cool concept. You know, it's wild, it's out there, it's funny, it's violent, hits on all the notes that I like.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's fun for me. I mean, I just wanted to make something that I would like to read. So hopefully that resonates with people.
Yeah,
and that's what you know. I was gonna say you are your your first audience. You know, if you don't entertain yourself, how can you entertain other people?
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, he made a nice little animation intro that you could find here.
Oh yeah,
on your
I
YouTube
don't
channel,
have
right?
that handy, of course.
You can get to it from the that Indiegogo page.
Oh well.
If you click, it's linked in there.
Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, let's see. I am. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I need to.
I'm sharing the link in the chat for people.
I need to work that. I'm gonna work that into the pitch video. I'm
to his
working
channel
on
and
that
watch
right
the
now.
video.
Sweet.
Yeah, because it's like 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So we're not going to watch it all today, but definitely go check it out. It's worth your 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Yeah,
100%.
Chickadee check it.
Well, D-Bag, what do you got working? You didn't give me any links. You just said to link your Twitter. Why you got to be so
Yay.
boring?
Because I'm working on it, okay? God, don't judge me.
Show me what you got.
Because I will tell everyone what you're working on, man. No, you're going to be in CG Jumpstart. We had you on the Jumpstart show a few weeks ago talking with Gat about your project.
Ooh.
Yep.
Cool.
Well, I was a Steve Die.
I saw
Oh,
your
that's
dad
right.
I saw your dad in the chat earlier, so I was. I just didn't want to mention.
Yep.
Yeah, he's lurking.
Yeah, he's always creeping on me.
Oh, he's
They're
lurking.
to support you.
Yeah.
It's like, go away, Dad. Go.
He's just always there. Spoilers. Spoilers. I'm haunted by that voice.
I don't care about spoilers.
Haunted by that
Grumble,
voice most nights.
Yeah, just working on CG Jumpstart. There'll be a preview of this comic I'm working on with Hugh Hoyland, who's at Gigadeth on Twitter. And it's this pretty badass looking sci-fi war story kind of thing going on. And then there's also a preview of, Ruins of Adirian, which is the project with Gat. That's going to be pretty awesome. Then there's a 6-page short story that I did that's a preview of my own IP that I'm working on. That'll hopefully be a project someday soon, relatively soon anyways. So,
Sweet.
It's awesome.
Prolific.
Check it all
You got
out.
A lot of stuff going on, man.
Yeah, you're going to be a busy guy.
Yep. I'm still waiting on that commission offer, Mr. Adam and Nick.
Oh,
you never got any commission offers?
No, from you two. Remember the pirate ship or whatever?
Oh well, I need money before I can actually buy something from you. Unless you want to trade services, I can come clean your house or something.
Someone in the comments signed up for my book. Hell yeah!
Yay!
Nice.
Woo. Thanks, Sigma Centurion.
Hey,
was that my book you signed up for? Or if not, no.
One of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, D-Bag, I forgot we even had that discussion about the badass pirate ship.
Oh, I guess I'm boring then, aren't I? I see how it
You're
is.
just not memorable enough yet.
Well, it helps if you show your face.
You don't want to see D-Bag's face.
Just do like Cecil, put on a mask.
Oh no, I don't actually care.
Oh.
No, you just don't want to see it.
Yeah. What is it now? The war campaign lore. I am an incel.
Oh.
I'm fat.
Yeah.
I'm.
Even if you'd see his face, you'll forget it in 5 seconds.
Based on the thumbnail, it's a fair assumption.
Are you saying my self-portrait is mocking in some way?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I thought
you do look like the 3 little pigs, retarded cousin.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I said the R word again.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, hold on.
You should see the rest of the drawing.
Do you do a full body? Do you look like Jabba the Hutt?
I got very perky nipples in this drawing. Yeah.
Oh.
I did this drawing for a YouTube thing that me and my friend were doing a long time ago.
Got perky nipples.
Oh, yeah, and I'm covered with Doritos.
There you go.
Yeah,
got a Game Boy.
That's pretty hilarious.
Pizza the Hut.
So we pretty much had just one other thing that I wanted to brush over before we get out of here and let everyone get back to their weekend. It was this was sent to me by Mr. Aaron Calamari, who was hanging out earlier. I don't know if he passed out or where he went. Haven't seen him in a minute.
AKA Beetlejuice.
AKA Beetlejuice of Michigan. So he sent me this article. Man requests sword fight with ex-wife and lawyer to settle legal dispute.
Yes.
I like it.
It was
approved.
I am 100% in favor of this.
Yeah. Why don't we bring duels back?
We should.
Yeah.
It would solve a lot of problems in the justice system.
That would.
I just want to have an excuse to go up to somebody and be able to slap him across the face with a glove and demand satisfaction, and it be okay.
That would be great too. I'd let that fly. So this guy, David Ostrom, 40 years old, of Paola, Kansas, asked judge for trial by combat in 12 weeks so he has time to secure Japanese samurai swords. So he doesn't have the sword. He needs time to procure this weapon.
Well, it takes about 12 weeks. It takes about 12 weeks to get those shipped into the country once you get through all the legal stuff.
Yeah, it says it right there too.
Yeah.
You should buy a
right on the money,
European sword.
12 weeks.
Better.
The Kansas man has asked an Iowa judge to let him engage in a sword fight with his ex-wife and her attorney in a trial by combat that will settle their ongoing legal disputes.
I wonder why he's getting divorced.
Oh, yeah, I saw this one. This is hilarious.
I cannot imagine why he's getting divorced.
Only in America, ladies and gentlemen.
Only in America.
What do you mean only in America? We didn't invent swords.
No, we didn't invent swords, but come on, this is great. He's like, usually in other countries where like this stuff would be legal or whatever, they just go out and do it. This guy's asking for a judge's permission. He's not only trying to game the system, but he's trying to change the system. And
you're right. Okay, I understand.
Well, I don't
bless
think
him.
every state doesn't. I was looking this up. Like, not every state has a law against duels. Like, it started. They have a few laws on the East Coast, but by the time, they civilized the West, it was like nobody was dueling anymore. Like, they didn't have to make a law about it. So
yeah, people just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as the judge had the power to let the parties, quote, resolve our disputes on the field of battle legally, adding in his filing that trial by combat, quote, has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in these United States.
This is
a man after my own heart.
This is like the inevitable result of feminism. This is what happens.
Yep. This is where that road leads.
You got men and women dueling.
Well, you don't know if he would win. You don't know.
I don't remember if it was the Viking, but when they had like a dispute, like in a couple or a divorce there, the guy would be in a hole in the ground, like all the way to his waist, and he'd have like a sword or something or a bat, and you'd have the woman going around with a flail or something.
Oh God!
Shit!
They would.
Good Lord. Sarah says Purge Day would be best. Damn, Sarah.
I agree.
I feel like maybe she's got this plan.
Holy cow.
A purge is in order.
It says Hudson argued in his legal response that because a duel could end in death, such ramifications likely outweigh those of property tax and custody issues.
It is a solve all, isn't it?
I'm telling you, man.
It is. It is.
This is
Not only is he literally trying to get away with murder, but he's trying to take out all the taxes and other legal things that could come against him should he win said fight. Again, gaming and changing the system only in America, ladies.
At least he has a shred of honor. He didn't just take her out on a hunting trip and accidentally.
That's true. He's giving her a fair fight.
Yeah.
Is it fair though?
Pick up your sword.
What makes me laugh, though, is that the judge said in his own filing on Monday that he won't be issuing a decision anytime soon. So this dude's thinking about it.
Yeah.
I think it's more like he's thinking of a way to get out of it and not have to be the one who drops the charge automatically because of judges. Judges are known for their opinions. And stuff like this can have a lasting effect in other areas that he hasn't maybe thought about. So he's going to go through and carefully weigh everything before he tells the dude no.
Oh, Chris Evans brought up something in the chat. He said they want to use katanas. That's epic.
That is epic.
Showdown.
It's an anime showdown. I didn't know that. I was imagining like a fencing or like European style. But that's
no. This is like ninja swords, man. He wants to do
anime
this properly.
Anime.
Like that
I'd
scene in
I'd
Seven
take the
Samurai.
European swords over the katana.
I don't. Well, what?
You'd stay
Hey,
surprised.
listen up, kid.
Way to weigh in.
All right, I need to straighten him out. Hold on.
He prefers katanas, doesn't he?
This says, quote, until the proper procedural steps to initiate a court proceeding are followed, this court will take no further action concerning any motion, objection, or petition filed by either party at this time, the judge said.
Oh, that was his point then.
Yeah.
That was what he was trying to do.
There's his walk away.
Yeah. So he's like, you're both done until you pull your heads out of your ass and bring me something substantial.
I gotta say something so ridiculous my wife can't keep making demands just to end this.
Yeah. And it's funny because, you know, from that last little statement or whatever, the judge is like low key giving him a warning that, you know, y'all are kind of getting to the point where you're wasting the court's time.
Yeah.
And they definitely don't like that because that's when you get into felony territory on a criminal level, not just and civil. A lot of people seem to forget that sometimes civil judges can always deliver a criminal verdict if you start wasting its time or something like that. And so,
well, I mean, yeah, you can be held in contempt. There's all kinds of ramifications.
The mad lad.
I just thought it was absolutely perfect. This is America in its finest.
Did you see that other story about the judge who was having orgies in her chambers?
What?
Wow. This sounds like a joke.
No, it's
what are you referring to by chambers?
What's she have?
My question is, he says,
come in my chambers.
Sword fight with wife and lawyer.
Yeah.
Wait, your kid was just there. Now you're talking about orgies.
And that's why
earmuffs.
He's like, no, it's fine. Wave his hand.
I mean, I learned every curse word I could learn by when I was 6 because my dad was doing the plumbing. So,
oh yes, that old chestnut. Gotta love it. Well, thank you guys.
He doesn't like fun.
For coming on this morning. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot. Great talking to you guys. Everybody in the chat, make sure you go sign up for those 2 awesome mailing lists for Slaughter Squad and Grave Robbers. Grave Robbers.
Either way works.
I almost went the entire show without saying throbbers.
Big dick and grave throbbers.
Oh
One
yeah,
comic coming this fall.
Hell yeah! This is CG. This is CG at its finest.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. Seriously, this is fun.
Yeah, my pleasure. You guys are welcome to come back on anytime. You know, Joe, you were like, I got some updates I want to show off. Anytime you got anything, any of you guys want to show off, feel free to just hit me up and I will work you guys into the schedule.
Awesome,
Thank you,
brother.
sir.
I'll turn the camera on next time and show off these guns.
Ooh, I'm going to challenge you to that then, sir.
Time for a gunfight.
Sarah's apparently got some dungeons for a purge day.
Man.
Sarah is slowly becoming one of my favorite people in CG.
She's a character in herself, man. I love it.
I hope the Sarah isn't actually a guy, because that would ruin my image of her.
It's a trap.
Whatever. I'm over it at this point.
Yeah,
I'm kind of terrified of her now.
It doesn't matter.
My friend has a hat that says "Make traps gay again." Apparently.
Oh, God.
You should get that and wear it on stream.
Definitely.
Yeah. But hail to the chat. Thank you all for joining us this morning. It has been great. Make sure you tune in on Tuesday for CG Jumpstart Between the Panels. I don't have the guests locked in yet, but I guarantee you'll definitely still want to be there to hang out. We are also announcing that next Saturday is going to be the return of Doodle and Chill.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. Nice.
Really?
I need to get in on that.
Doodle, you're more than welcome, man. We're actually gonna take it back to hangout style, so we can do a full house of artists drawing. It'll be something in the vein of Drawn and Backhold, just a laid back, hanging out, chit chatting, and drawing some funny stuff.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so definitely tune into that. I'm not sure which channel we're gonna do it on yet, but we will definitely keep you
We'll be
posted.
announcing it this one during the week. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be announced during the week. You have been drafted, sir. You're on deck. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hail.
Hail.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Later.
Goodbye.
Good day.